We're the Unsettled, and we discuss unsolved crimes, murders, mysteries, the lot. So if you're new here and you like our content, subscribe, like the video, drop a comment below what you want us to cover and talk about next, as in high profile cases, unsolved, murders, mysteries. We don't do solved cases.
No.
We'd much rather do unsolved because it's more intriguing. It gives us a chance to give our opinions.
Yeah. It gives us discussion points that we can agree or disagree with each other.
I mean, it's okay doing solved cases, but at the end of the day, it's solved.
It's solved.
It's
There's
not.
no mystery to it anymore.
No. Or if there is, I can't be bothered.
Fair play.
Yeah. So in today's episode, we are going to be discussing the Circleville letter writer.
Okay.
Does it intrigue you?
It does.
Okay.
It does. Like
Okay.
It's a bit weird.
Okay, well, there's
Like,
letters, there's
letter
booby
writer.
traps, there's people's lives and affairs being broadcasted.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Okay, right.
Okay.
So hopefully you find this interesting and you could subscribe to us because it would mean a lot. We want to get to like 500 subscribers at some point. We do put the effort in.
We do.
And it's tiring. But we're still here, we're still progressing.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get into the case. So, in 1976, the citizens of Circleville, Ohio began receiving dark, sinister handwritten notes / letters. The anonymous author of the letters knew personal, indecent information about each resident.
Oh.
They claimed to be watching them and following their every move.
That's a lot of places to be. Like, I'm not good at timekeeping whatsoever.
Yeah,
But
so this is obviously someone with a lot of time on their hands.
literally.
Right. The most dangerous letters were directed to Mary Giuseppe, I guess that's her name. The writer accused Mary of a dirty, sordid affair with the superintendent at the school Mary drove a bus for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, like that's never happened
Right.
before.
The letter stated, "I know where you live. I've been observing your house and I know you have children." Not creepy.
Okay.
Right. "This is no joke. Please take it serious. Full stop." Right. Shortly afterwards, Mary's husband Ron received a letter. Whispers began to spread of the affair around town.
Oh.
Right. Weeks passed and a new letter arrived to Mary. 2 weeks and you have done nothing. This is what the letter stated. "Admit the truth and inform the school board. If not, I will broadcast on CBS, posters, signs, billboards, until the truth comes out."
See, now this to me sounds like the superintendent's wife. Like-
Maybe.
Like,
So-
to me, that's what it sounds like at this point.
Okay. So, this has to be someone close to the family or someone in the family. So Mary and her husband thought. So Mary and her husband gathered with loved ones, including
Lock the door and shut everything.
including Ron's sister and his sister's husband, Paul Fresh Hour, I guess, to discuss the possible suspects of who it could be. So they all
Okay.
sat round in a circle in Circleville discussing dodgy letters. Right. The letters then stopped briefly in 1977 after this discussion.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's not suspicious at all, really.
Then on
That's
August...
definitely one of us.
Oh, we can't send a letter yet, it's too obvious. Right. I would have carried on doing the letters to make it look less suspicious of you for stopping.
True.
Right. So, where was I? Right. Then on August the 17th, Ron received a phone call that infuriated him.
A phone call.
A phone call.
Oh,
Right.
he's stepping up his game. He's not the letters anymore.
He burst out the front door and got in his car, armed with his gun, telling his children he was going to meet the person behind the letters.
Dum dum dum.
Part 2 coming next week. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
Right, so,
You and your cliffhangers.
yet he never returned home.
Okay.
Okay. Authorities found his car wrapped around a tree with Ron's body inside. Strangely, his gun had been fired, but why, not even the police could figure out, because he was in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Right. The authorities ruled his death as accident caused by alcohol.
Okay.
Right. A decision that upset the Circleville writer. So the writer who's been sending these letters got pissed off with this. Right. Yeah. The writer then sent more letters. The letters surfaced.
One to the police chief.
Yeah, he did.
He shot at me twice.
No. It gets good. Right. So the Circleville letter writer sent letters. They surfaced accusing the sheriff of a cover-up. They're like, "Oh, sir, you doing a cover-up?"
Yeah, and I know.
Yeah, exactly. A journalist reported that Ron died with 1.5 times the legal limit of alcohol in his system. This is just a journalist. I wouldn't take them seriously.
No.
Yet close friends stated Ron barely drank anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, he probably definitely wouldn't do it with, like, if he's looking after the kids as well.
Right.
Like, even though he run around the house with a
This is the funniest part.
Take the point.
This is the funniest part. Soon after his death, Mary and her lover confirmed the affair. The superintendent. They confirmed it. Right?
I suppose they just wanted to let us just stop.
Which the Circleville writer stated from the start, yet Mary said it only happened after the letters began.
Huh?
So basically,
So
Mary.
the letters.
So basically, Mary.
So she got the letter
Right,
to say.
Right. So Mary and Ron, her husband who died,
Yeah.
received letters that Mary was having an affair.
Mm.
After her husband Ron's death, Mary then admitted to the town that they had been seeing each other, but only after.
The letter started.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that is weird.
Yeah. It's like she's covering the track, saying, "No, we
She-
weren't having an affair."
It's a double
but now we
cover
are."
up.
Yeah.
What?
That year, the Circleville writer began posting signs along Mary's bus route for the world to see.
This has been going on for ages.
Tired of the harassment, Mary pulled over, climbed out the bus, and went to rip a sign down. But to her shock, she found
Another picture underneath. Infinite pictures.
constant, like a fucking flick. No. She realised that the sign was rigged to a box with string. Upon opening the box, Mary found a gun pointing at her. That was the only sign along that road that was booby-trapped that she decided to pull over.
Wow, that is like
Coincidence.
that is one hell of a coincidence.
So she almost died. And she decides to pull
By
over.
her own grief.
Right. She reported the incident
She's
to
probably drunk.
Probably. She's probably doing it in her sleep. Right, so she reported the incident to the police. They examined the firearm. While the serial number was partially scratched and worn away, police found it belonged to Mary's former brother-in-law, Paul Freshour.
Okay.
The guy that they had already accused of it at the beginning when they did their family circle time.
Okay.
Right. Paul declined having done any of it and said his gun was stolen, but he never reported it missing. They arrested him on attempted murder of Mary.
That's like an age-old excuse though, like
I didn't know it was missing. Oh, it is missing. I didn't report it.
yeah. So it's like no.
What do you think so far? Bit weird? Yeah, okay.
It's a bit weird.
It gets better. Right. During his imprisonment, he was told to copy the letter's handwriting, which maybe was or wasn't his own. Regardless, he pleaded not guilty, yet was sentenced to 7 to 25 years for attempted murder. He got told
He
to
got
write
told
how to do
to
how the
copy
letters were. Yeah. Which
that's just defeating the object.
but
That's like,
he still that was still his gun. He could have potentially killed
Yeah,
him.
no,
So
no,
he's
no.
literally gone
It's
down for
plausible,
murder,
yeah.
but this is piled on top. Okay.
they're just adding stuff.
Yeah. Circleville breathed relief again. No letters began again, apart from
A letter from H.
No, the weirdest thing is about this case is the letters weren't even posted in the town. They were posted in Columbus, Ohio. So it's out
So
of
it's-
state.
Well, no, it's down a road. Very much.
Yeah, but it's out of the
next
town, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Yeah.
So no letters happened that was posted from, here, right? Like they were from the beginning, while he was locked up. Okay? So while Paul was locked up, letters began to arrive to the residence again.
Okay.
Right? Even when he was locked in solitary confinement, Paul also received letters in prison.
Oh, that's awkward. Oh, it definitely is not me now. Look, come on.
Exactly. Right.
This could be a last one. I've killed them all. No.
So Paul received this letter. When are you going to believe you aren't going to get out of there? I told you 2 years ago when we set them up. They stay set up. Don't you listen at all.
Oh, that's weird.
Weird?
Oh, that's weird.
Right. Paul was released from prison in May 1994. After a decade in prison, reports of letters ceased in Circleville at this point. He pleaded his innocence until his death in 2012. Right. To this day, speculation has flooded the internet. Here's a few of them. So,
you
Paul
don't get
Fresher,
letters anymore, you get emails.
So, Paul Fresher, what's your thoughts on this guy, or Fresh Hour? What's your thoughts? Do you reckon it was him? It was his gun?
It was his gun, yes, but it sounds like he had a partner at some point.
Right. Many believed it was Mary. It seemed likely she was in on the letters somehow, right? She never got hurt in the booby trap like she knew what one it was. Okay. Maybe she wanted her husband dead. Maybe the guy she was having an affair with was behind it.
The superintendent.
Right. Wanting the husband dead also. That was my thought process.
Okay.
Right. Yet, I uncovered a bit more. Signs went up about Mary's 12-year-old daughter and saying she was doing stuff with a teacher or the superintendent too. So would Mary clearly put her daughter out there to embarrass her? That was what swayed me off of it.
Like, I can understand her saying stuff about herself,
but maybe not her daughter, because you're
the
exposing your daughter to bullying.
to torment,
Yeah.
to social abuse.
Yeah.
But you just,
Okay.
I don't think she's that twisted.
Okay. David Longberry, a bus driver who wanted Mary and probably knew she was a bit of a naughty sort of person.
Okay.
Possibly. He was possibly
Another candidate.
Yeah, but he raped an 11-year-old girl on the school bus and then went on a run and then committed suicide, so you're never going to find out.
How inconsiderate.
Karen Fresh Hour, right?
Okay.
She divorced Paul and maybe set him up with his own gun, maybe to collect or use Paul's money. Right. Next person. William Massey, the son.
Yeah, blame it on Will.
No, the son of the man Mary was having an affair with.
The superintendent's son.
Right. Some letters were signed with a W. Letters stated end the affair with Gordon Massey, possibly him.
Okay.
Possibly the son of the person Mary was having an affair with. Right.
Okay.
Then there's the El Camino man.
That's one hell of a nickname.
It's not a good one.
It's not a good one.
It's
a good one.
Right. So a man was seen in the side of the road with a yellow El Camino in the location Mary found the booby trap sign. A man Karen was sleeping with, either behind Paul's back or not, drove a similar vehicle. Karen and this man and Paul perhaps were behind the letters to begin with.
I don't reckon Paul.
Right, listen. Is it possible so many people in this town did this? Decided to air out their people's sordid secrets. The whole town. Right? So, as I said, So some people may think Mary, right?
Mm.
But why would, like I said, why would she write signs like, you know, about her own daughter who's 12, who's doing sexual acts?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I reckon the superintendent's boy maybe did that one
Right.
to get bad rep on the father. Maybe. You know,
It seems
to take
that
down
it seems that even if Mary was having an affair with the superintendent, nothing would become of it because it's an outside issue. I don't think they could lose their jobs over it because they're over the age of a certain age.
Yeah.
So her husband would file for a divorce, and them two would be together, and the town would carry on talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it would ruin their job.
It'll just
Fizzle
taper out. Yeah.
I don't see the need.
It wouldn't
of a
ruin
person. Yeah.
their lives.
Yeah, I don't see the need for this person to write in a letter.
It's not really. It's a sordid secret. Yeah.
Tell the school board,
but it's not. Yeah, it's not that bad.
So my thoughts on it was here was my first thought. It was the whole town. Someone saw Mary, and they went out of town to Columbus, Ohio, to send these letters as it's the next town. And judging by how
use a different post office, throw them off, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but what I was trying to point out was the fact it's the next town across. The fact that anyone could just go out of town and be like, "Look, you're having an affair with you. I'm going to send this to your address." We can make posters up. We know what route Mary drives. It's got to be people that know the people in the area, and they're a close knit community. So sharing such secrets would make sense.
True. A lot of people talk.
Here was my other thought process.
Okay.
Karen and the El Camino man set up Paul for the fall of this. Otherwise, how would Paul receive a letter in prison? He received multiple letters. He can't just say, "Oh, I've had a phone call and this, that, and the other." Yeah. I reckon Karen possibly knew about the affair Mary was having, sent letters to kind of scare them, but Karen was also having an affair with this El Camino man, which is why Karen and Paul got divorced, but I reckon it went along that lines. I reckon Karen started it, El Camino man set up the posters and everything else, and Karen possibly continued it off and allowed Paul to take the fall for it. She used his gun. She used his gun. That was another thought process, was the fact his gun was used for the booby trap. So he would look like the person that's done it.
Yeah.
And then they can carry on doing the letters like they did. But I do like the whole idea of the whole town sending each other letters going, "You're a prick, you sleep with him, you sleep with her."
Yeah, it's like, you've each got, like, say, 1 month that you just air your grievances out. It's like an anonymous letter, like...
It's pretty clever.
It is pretty clever.
Right, I'll also say this, that programme, something Unsolved Mysteries or whatever, that aired on TV, before they covered this case, they received a letter not to cover the case from Circleville.
Oh. Have you checked your mail recently? Oh, this is going to be awkward. I'm going to get so many emails.
But yeah, that Unsolved Mystery channel, they received a letter not to cover this case from Circleville. Or, you know, Columbus, that area.
Okay.
But they've classed it as the Circleville letter writer that sent it to them not to cover the case.
I don't know.
I just found it interesting because the Unsolved Mysteries on TV was a big hit.
It was a big hit.
And the fact that they got sent a letter themselves from Circleville, should we say.
And then it just backs up, doesn't it, really? Just backs up a theory. Or
it's interesting.
It is interesting, don't get me wrong.
So I don't think it was anyone in the school. I don't think it was the son of the superintendent. Because he must then know everyone's address and people's names, and it's the son.
Yeah, but if he goes to the school,
he's not going to know every resident's name and address in Circleville who all
no,
receive
but
letters.
That's the thing. That's why I think there's a group of them doing it.
But the other part of me was like, why was Mary's the most attacked? I'm sure other people in Circleville...
What made her special?
Yeah, I'm sure other people in Circleville have...
apart from... I reckon someone that was at the school, whether one of the parents of someone at the school was probably involved at some point. Obviously, within the close-knit community, a school has every child's address.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I can
you've
say
got-
that they have the addresses of people, even the elderly receive letters, so.
But you've got ways.
The whole
of getting-
town will receive letters.
Yeah.
You can't do that unless you've got free time on your hands.
Well, yeah, that's very true. But there is ways. You can go to town halls. You can go. That's why I said there's a group of them involved.
Yeah.
It's not just all one person sends a letter, as you said. Then the second person sends a letter and goes, "Oh,
was it a whole town?
you can
I
edit
like
grievances."
I like the idea.
It does attract me a bit more.
Yeah, but then I also like the idea of, I don't know,
But that's what I think.
a setup.
True. There's aspects of setup.
But the fact that Mary knew about the booby trap, she knew what one to pull down.
Maybe. That's the thing.
That's it's the only one.
You can get one hell of a lucky shot if you go to a post that go like that and go, "What the fuck is that string?" and then follow it.
But
you know what I mean?
That's possibly true. But El Camino Man was seen in that area of where she found the booby trap.
True.
He was having an affair with Karen.
True.
Karen's husband Paul had the gun that was stolen, and he couldn't find it.
Which is in that trap.
Yes.
True.
Which then leads me to think it was Karen and El Camino Man.
Plausible. But no, like, what I mean is, like, obviously, yes, okay, you've got, like, they are.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Like, what makes Mary so goddamn special?
Maybe she was good in bed.
Or maybe she was just the start of a group analogy. We're gonna have one of those ones that we just can't agree on, aren't we?
So do you reckon they'll go to the town hall and go, right, Mary's pissed us off, let's send her a letter?
Well, no, that's the thing, right? Someone, you don't know who sent Mary that
No.
first letter.
But if you were to look at
But
the
you
letters...
think if she's pissed someone off within the community that just so happened to work in town hall that's got all of the addresses of every single person, like a census.
But I want to
Which
know who
are,
also
you can
Ron.
find.
Ron knew who it was. But he ended up with his car wrapped around the tree.
Exactly.
And they still couldn't justify that
don't-
bullet being shot.
You don't realise.
I want you to tell me that.
Well, maybe Mr. El Camino Man.
El Camino Man.
Yeah. Maybe maybe someone got in contact with Ron and said, "Look, it's this prick in a yellow El Camino thinks he's hard man with a mullet." Like, and he's like, "I know exactly who that is. I'm gonna get him." Takes the gun, like, drives, sees this fucking El Camino at the parking, like on a, gets his gun, fires one shot, loses control of the vehicle, smashes in, and the bloke drives away. A bit of a not in so much of a hurry.
I had the
because
thought
he's never
process. I had the thought process of Ron in pursuit of El Camino Man.
Yeah.
And him trying to do like a
that sort of like movie style and clips a curb and.
But then for the reports to say that he was over the limit on alcohol and the sheriff to cover it up.
That's the cover up. I can't explain that.
You like it though?
I do. It sounds like a bloody movie, but yeah.
I think there might actually be there might be a movie somewhere where they take
It sounds like Breaking Bad. With El Camino Man.
Jailbreaks. El Camino Man's good.
True, but
there's a lot of loose ends to this. But I'm going with the thought process.
There was a few holes, but with the information that we've got, I would say it's definitely
El Camino Man and Karen.
El Camino Man. It's definitely the pricks involved somehow. No, I reckon there's a group of them, but I'm not sure if it's the whole town or whatever. But they are definitely in positions where they've got a lot of information about people.
Yeah, and they've watched a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
See, I reckon Mary was possibly the main target because Karen and Paul are related to them.
They had the van.
They had the information.
Yeah,
Maybe Karen
vendetta.
had seen them, like canoodling in the bus.
Mm.
But like I said, for them to want to report it to the school, that does nothing.
Like the school board. That's
Like,
what makes me think the
I
son's
remember
involved.
I remember being in school, and one teacher started seeing another teacher, and it went round. Their relationship broke up. Like I said, it does nothing.
No.
So I can't see how that's a threat. But then saying stuff about your 12-year-old daughter in posters.
I can't see her doing it.
No.
I
I do find it weird that maybe Mary knew that.
maybe she
Karen-
knew something. Like
Yeah. Definitely.
unintentionally, she knew who it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
I think she might have known that Karen knew something.
But
Possibly.
obviously, that's why they pinned it on Paul, because he was the one with
The missing gun.
the missing gun.
Which then.
But yeah, we don't agree on 70% of the stuff, but most of it we do.
So you liked it?
Mm.
Did you guys like it? That's the question. Very quick case. Let us know your thoughts, opinions. And like I said, if you want to drop a comment below, want us to investigate a case, discuss it, give our opinions on it, possibly have a fight, because El Camino Man would win, then yeah, like I said, drop a comment below, and we'll do our best to make a video of it. And we'll see you in the next one. We've been the Unsettled, and don't forget to subscribe.
See you in the next one.